We welcome in head coach Josh McDaniels. And, Coach, I just saw at your press conference you talked about the players understanding tackling and how you're working on it coming off the Bears' loss. What do you emphasize this week?
Yeah, really effort to the ball, and then obviously leverage, understanding where our help is. Sometimes that's the sideline, sometimes it's another defender. But really you got to do a good job of putting yourself in the right position first. And then we obviously can't tackle, a lot in practice, but, we'll do some things relative to drill work, where we get to the legs again and we call it python tackle, really squeeze the blood out of the legs. We got to do a better job of that this week for sure.
I'm looking back at that game and getting to the ball, but you always talk about chasing the score when you get down early, and that's been an issue so far this year. You're trying to start fast. Devontae got a lot of targets, but getting behind early really changed the game plan, especially rushing.
Yeah, they were able to run the ball, and really were never able to kind of put their young quarterback in a situation where he was chasing us, and had to sit in the pocket and make a bunch of reads and throw the football in those critical situations and downs. So, anytime you fall behind, you lose control a little bit of the line of scrimmage, lose control of the score, and then you kind of end up getting too one-sided relative to throwing the football. So certainly an emphasis this week.
Only 2 penalties in the game. What was the emphasis coming in, especially the pre-snap ones in the past, the offensive line communication?
Yeah, we're trying to cut down on that. Obviously, we know those things are self-inflicted errors that hurt us, and I think our players are really taking some of those things to heart and really trying to cut back on that, which helps us avoid long yardage situations offensively and easy first downs on defense. So hopefully we can continue to play penalty-free.
Lions had an interesting game on tape. That game got away from them early. 3 touchdowns early by Baltimore. They were chasing, and they just couldn't get back into the game. Kind of a bizarre situation when you look at all their great tape and then what they did last week.
Yeah, they're usually a team that tries to get off to a fast start, and they have a lot this year, and that's been a key to some of their success. So, being ready to go early for us this week is going to be important. We know it's going to be a hostile environment. It should be a great atmosphere, but we're going to need to play well early on, all 3 phases here to go ahead and get control of this game.
Well, as we're assuming, and we don't know, and we'll find out later in the week with Jimmy Garoppolo, it feels like Jimmy versus Goff is an interesting matchup here. It's a whole team effort here, but let's start with Jared Goff and what you've seen, especially you said early in his career with the deep throws and now how he's more precise.
Yeah, he's really matured. I think, early in his career, he had a lot of, explosive plays with L.A. and that was the way they kind of made their hay. And now you see him now, and very rarely does he make a mistake. He doesn't turn the ball over much. He's very efficient with what they do, and he's aggressive when it's time to be aggressive, and he's very smart otherwise, and takes the profit. So just a guy that's going to, presents a challenge to you. You got to be patient, got to be disciplined. We got to protect the deep part of the field, but you're also going to have to try to, continue to stick with it here because he will, he'll nickel dime you a little bit if you do that too. So we're going to have to mix it up, keep it moving a little bit on them, try to create some negative situations as best we can and put them in some long yardage downs.
The physicality of St. Brown as a receiver on the outside, who is he comparable to? Big guy, can make a deep ball catch, but also likes to go across the middle.
Yeah, he does. He's kind of, there's a Golden Tate element to him. He's very tough. Hard to tackle. When he gets the ball in his hands, like a running back, but he's one of the league leaders in contested catches. He's not a super tall guy, but I think that tells you all you need to know about Goff's confidence in throwing the ball to him in coverage, and he'll fight for it. He's got great hands, and he's really learned in a short time in his career how to be a savvy route runner to create space and separation.
I was fascinated by what you said in an earlier press conference about their defense and how they play zone, and their linebackers are looking for certain things. Yeah. If you can't get the run going or if you don't protect the pocket, let's talk about that.
Yeah, there's usually 7 guys with vision on the ball, because they're all seeing the quarterback. And so I think the best zone teams always have a chance to see the rush as well and feel how close it's getting to your passer. And if they feel that the rush is about to get there, then they go ahead and they start getting a little bit more sticky and be more aggressive, to try to get where they think the ball's going to go. So they've been very opportunistic in the secondary. They got a lot of guys with good hands. They've taken advantage of some offensive mistakes, and most of those are because they play good zone defense.
So we wrap this up. I was looking at the A.J. Cole numbers historically. The net punting average and what he's doing over 40 years. This is getting very unique with him, and a big weapon you're going to need in that environment, indoors, on a Monday night to kind of pin them back and make them earn it.
Yeah, it's tremendous production, you know, and we've talked to our team, and that's the best play we have. You know, we don't put the
Yeah.
offense out there and gain 48 yards or 49 yards per pop. You know, and so if the possession ends with a kick, we have confidence in our kickers. That's for sure. And AJ's done a great job all year of pinning the offense, the opponent's offense back deep, and putting our defense on a long field. And that's a big part of playing complementary football is trusting your kicking game to do that.
Coach, I want to end with Jimmy. I talked to him in Chicago, and he's really upbeat to get back when he gets back. How comfortable is he now to just let it fly and kind of carry the team and get the offense going faster and just play explosive football the way he has in the past?
Yeah, I think there's some urgency from all of us, and you feel it from Jimmy, So he's got an extra pep in his step this week. You can tell, and we'll be excited to get him back there on the practice field today.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it. Thank you.